Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Serrano. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Google Pixel 6 pictures and video samples. So if you're very first time to the channel and you're a huge fan of technology, budget technology, things like that, consider subscribing and joining me. But let's just jump into the camera review of the Google Pixel 6. All right, guys, so essentially I'm just going to start off with a few point and shoot photos. Right here you can see that the droplets of water are captured really nicely. It also does a really good job of, keeping those lines on the outside borders really sharp. Colors are very natural and very true to life as well. So it's slightly raining here and you can kind of see that those water droplets at the top just look really good detail. And so when you're pretty much going up to an object and you're going to point and shoot at something, it's going to be really clear. Same thing for landscape. So if you're doing pictures of like a scene, like a sunset or a skyline, it's going to look really nice as well. So that's something that's really cool. Also, this phone does have some really cool modes in slow motion, and you could kind of play around with the speed of the slow motion effect that it does give you. There's quite a variety of things that it does give you, like 1/8 and 1/4 as for the speeds and stuff like that. So when it comes to just taking regular photography on here, this is probably like one of my go-to cameras. Actually, it is my go-to camera. It's the best one when it comes to, still photography. And we'll get into the 4K 60 clips as well as the 1080 ones as well. But you can see right here, even at a distance, it still captures like the sky very nicely. It still captures like the foreground and the background very nicely with a little bit of bokeh as well. And you will be able to get like detail when you're zooming in on certain things. So if you wanted to like zoom in into words from across the room, or just kind of like take a picture of something from a museum, like the words from it, or like something like that, you could definitely do so. But it has some really decent stabilization. Also has nice laser autofocus on here, which is pretty good as well. So the detail of the shots that I was getting, it did come out really nice overall. So I gotta say, I was pretty much happy with the results that I was getting when I was taking several different shots in many different environments. And we'll get into the low light. We'll also get into the video as well. So make sure you guys stay to the end of the video so you can catch that as well. So here is a perspective of the 0.7 wide angle. We also do have that 1x angle, which is pretty good. It's going to capture pretty much the whole scene. And then you do have that 2x mode, which is built in, so you don't have to like mess around and find it. It's already there as well. So I'm going to show you guys some good detail of this thing. Well, it was like a sign and it did have some good detail on it. So if you're just going to be like capturing stuff like words outdoors, you're going to be fine depending on the distance you are from it. But even if you're like 20 feet away, you'll still be able to capture the words of it. It's got that wide angle at 0.7, which is pretty cool. It's also got a really nice you can see right here, it does tell you that it'll improve the focus when you move back just slightly. So you kind of want to, right there I was just using the regular camera, and then here you can use just the portrait, which is going to automatically do the bokeh. And sometimes the regular camera does bokeh automatically, but I kind of like that effect as well to it. And you can see outdoors, you can get some really good shots just pointing and shooting, and if you're not close to it, it's not going to give you the bokeh effect. So I think that's pretty cool. If you want bokeh, you just go in a little bit closer if you're not using portrait mode. But the reflections of the water, the light, the colors of the leaves, everything like that was just really true tone and really good to look at. And this is actually pitch black nighttime with the night photos that I was taking, and it made it look like it was still light outside. For some reason it was still looking like it was still light, but it was actually pitch black dark right here. So I just want to show you that the night mode on this camera does work really well. You're going to be able to get nighttime shots on here, no issues whatsoever. That doesn't really matter what light you're in, but just keep in mind that you will have to wait like 3 seconds for the night photo to process. But these are some shots I took outdoors, and some really good photo samples of the sunset and things like that. So it was just a really good phone for taking not only like still photography, but also like places outside in a natural setting, like, you know what I'm saying, landscapes, sunsets, scenery, things like that. And also like even things that will have a lot of detail to them, like indoor in a museum, you're gonna get some really good results with the lighting, the detail, the depth, stuff like that. So it's gonna be really good for that as well. So I just can't stress how good it's gonna look when you're taking photos in any environment. It's pretty much gonna be solid. This is that wide angle one more time, but look at the detail on his face. It looks really good. You can see all the cuts and precisions of this woodwork and metal work here, which is really crazy. So, it's gonna be able to reserve all the details, the light, everything that you pretty much see in real life is how the picture is gonna look when you take the photo. So it's something that is gonna be that you're gonna have for a long time, and a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So you want to be able to have the best picture possible. But I like the fact that this thing does give you the wide angle camera, whereas right here you can see it's doing the wide angle, whereas my Pixel 4a didn't have that wide angle mode, which does help to capture a lot more of what's around you. This is the natural camera shot portrait mode, and we also do have, look at the sky here, and also the front facing camera. I don't want to not talk about that, but the skylines and like imagery when you're outdoors, natural landscapes, clouds, the light from the sky, the light from the water, the trees, everything just had a nice, really good detail to it that I did like about it. When you zoom in on things and plant life, animal life, nature, people, everything is just going to be really nicely, it's going to come out really nice. And also when I was taking photos of myself, I did get that bokeh when I was taking portraits. But as far as the zoom, you're going to be able to go up to 7 times zoom. So it's going to be pretty cool because you're going to be able to get some really good close-up shots. Even in outdoors, the portraits, when you're facing the sun, you will get some natural light glare, but they do take it no matter what. And the actual portraits did come out really nicely. Sometimes I did blur. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is 4K 60 frames per second. So I just kind of wanted to show you that because I was just doing 1080 30 frames per second. Hey guys, what's going on? This is the front-facing camera on the Google Pixel 6. The standard mode, I didn't really do anything to the setting. Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is the Google Pixel 6 right now, and I have speech enhancement on, even though there's no background noises around me. I just kind of want to let you guys hear or see how the front-facing camera looks when I'm walking without a gimbal, walking without a tripod or a selfie stick. But, you know what I'm saying? This is how the front-facing camera looks, pretty much. Let me go outside real quick. So let me know how the video quality looks. I'm recording on the standard mode. I tried to see if there was a way you could change the, you get this 1.4 times and then 1 times right there. So this is actually the 1080 30 frames per second right here. Most of the footage you saw was 4K 60, but this is the 1080. So I just wanted to differentiate the two and let you see how that looks as well, but just really good quality when it comes to the Google Tensor 6.